You got to stay in here. You got to stay in it, man. Say, cleave unto him and depart not away. But you can't, you say, cleave unto him. That's why I said in Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourselves together. Gather together, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth, before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you. Hear that? Paraphrasing, before the fierce anger come upon you, we got to gather ourselves together. So this is a means to gather ourselves together. As we gather ourselves together, we got to be in the spirit as one body, one spirit, one hope, one faith, to make it to the end, to endure to the end, and not give up. You say, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased, not decreased, at thy last end. We won't be seeing increase, not decreasing. You're going to be increased at your last end, people. He's not a man that he should lie. You believe this? If you believe it, you're going to see it. But if you don't believe it, then you're going to keep on doing what you're doing and following the way of the world. Because the world got you thinking against the Most High. Not believing in him. Because the world don't believe in him. The world don't believe in him. This is Esau's world. He don't believe in the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The elite have a curriculum that you learn how you've been programmed. Have you all backwards. We trying to make you come forward through the Spirit. Say, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient. That's still with time, people. When thou art changed to a lower state. When you brought to a lower state, you got to be patient. Because when you come, he say, prepare. You got to prepare yourself. And don't run. Don't run away. I look at people, they always, phew, what happened to them? Oh, poof, they gone. Why? Some reason that doesn't make sense. That's why going to 2 Corinthians 13:5. 2 Corinthians 13:5. It's to examine yourself. So we got to examine ourselves. Whether ye be in the faith. Because a lot of you not in the faith. A lot of you, like I asked a question, you can't even answer. You don't even want to, you ain't in the faith because you ain't even in the body. You ain't really all the way in the body. You an individualist. Straight up. Dealing with individualities, y'all dealing with your individual light. Straight up. You know Hebrew is like you're an individual light. Because you all about yourself. And it's about the body. It's about us as a body. We come in, it doesn't make sense. Okay, once say, man, then everybody start running their mouth. But now you just shut down, you don't say nothing. But whether you make mistakes, saying whatever you say, once the prayers is over, you got all this to say. When it comes down to the spirit and being able to make sure that you right in the spirit and you walking around, you're doing things that's off in the spirit because you ain't really getting this in the spirit, but you got all this to say afterward, then come on. Speak in the spirit. So either you're right or you're wrong. You can be corrected so you can be made better. That's what this is about. That's why I say examine yourself. Whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. So you're proving your own selves by doing what you do. Most High don't give you the spirit of fear. That don't come from the Most High. It comes from Satan. And pride is let me tell you about that pride that you got. That's pride. That is pride. Ecclesiasticus, the 10th chapter. I'll read verse 7. Ecclesiasticus 10:7. It says, pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both does one commit iniquity. So, there's no reason to have no pride. For what? I mean, it doesn't make sense. It does. It's ludicrous, man. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Why you have pride when majority of us know each other some way or another? So why are we gonna be prideful? And just because, one thing about me, I'm gonna say I'm not biased. Just because you talk to me, whatever, I keep it real, keep it 100. When the check comes, it's coming. Ecclesiastes 25:3, it said, 3 sorts of men my soul hateth, and I am greatly offended at their life. Hear what he said? I'm going to read to you again. He said, 3 sorts of men my soul hateth. See, my spirit hateth, and I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud. Come on, man. What reason you got to be prideful? We ain't got no reason to be prideful. The hell we got to be prideful? Especially with each other, when we know we a body, we come together, we brothers and we sisters. Well, we have a reason to be prideful against each other for. It doesn't make sense at all. Once again, Ecclesiastes 10:7. This examination, you got to look at yourself. It says, pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both does one commit iniquity. Hear that? You commit sin. Verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth, not rolling with the Most High, not having a spirit with the Most High. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. He turned away from the Most High. And the Mashiach Yahushua. For pride is the beginning of sin. Hear that? Pride is the beginning of sin. So you don't have no reason to say, oh, ain't nobody can tell me nothing. Because that's pride. You out of order. Only way I'm able to bring what I'm bringing to you is because men have to tell me something and give me orders. To be able to bring you up at this day and time. But these brothers is a bunch of weaklings, man, a bunch of effeminate men. And men that were much younger than me also. So you can't have no pride in that aspect. And I know I was more experienced than a lot of them. The majority of the people that I ever met. But what that mean? That don't mean nothing. They knew what they knew, and I need to know what they knew. And I appreciate it. Because it made me a better person. Made me a better man. And that's what you're supposed to be thinking. And not looking at it negatively, but positively. Because in the end result, you're going to get what you need to get out of it to make it. To see miracles happen in your life and to see things happen that's going to be phenomenal in the time to come, that you can be safe when all this havoc go down. And that's why I'm crying out to you, but it's real. Keeping it 100. But those that need to hear it, because you're dealing with pride. And don't deal with pride. You don't have to be prideful around your brothers and sisters that's trying to make it just like you are. Say for pride is the beginning of sin. Wow. And he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Most High brought upon them strange calamities. You don't want these strange calamities to happen to you. Because the Most High is a man that he should not lie. And the same thing that he says, that's why I say examine yourself, whether or not you be in the faith. He said, because of pride, the Most High brought about strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. Hear that? Going back to 2 Corinthians 13:5. He said, examine yourself, whether you be in the faith. Prove your own self. Not somebody else got to prove. You got to prove your own self. As you examine yourself, you got to examine yourself whether you really in the faith, whether you really in the body, whether you think about the body, whether you think about others. As you think about yourself, or you can't say no bias here. You can't like this person, hate this person, like this person, hate that. You ain't making it like that. We a body. We gotta love our nation, especially we in the same body. That's why I say examine yourself, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own self? Don't you know yourself? Because you being exposed. You being exposed all the time. And those are records that's going to the Most High, because everything we do and say is by Shama Mashiach Yahushua going to the throne of the Most High. For him to look at us. Not no angel reporting, but for him to look directly at us and examine us. This is sincere. Say, know ye not your own selves, how the Mashiach Yahushua is in you, except ye be reprobates, good for nothing. If he ain't in you, if you following the contrary to what it's saying here, he ain't in you, he ain't dealing with you. Be a reprobate, good for nothing. No matter how you think you are, you say you're good for nothing. Let's go to 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, first verse. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. See, these are spiritual gifts. Because it's a gift. The Holy Spirit is a gift. And it's, like I just read, it's given in measurement to people in certain ways. But if you don't do and follow what he says do, how you gonna have the Spirit? How you gonna have the Holy Spirit? Come on, you're not doing this. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High. So if you ain't studying, how are you approved unto the Most High? How the Most High gonna be dealing with you and not sending Satan after you to keep you, like I said, when you come serve the Most High, do what? Prepare yourself for temptation. Prepare yourself for temptation. Mashiach Yahushua was fasting 40 days, and Satan was dealing with him all the time, every day. 40 days, hungry. He was a man that's gluttonous. He was a wine bibber and a gluttonous. He liked to eat a lot. That means he liked to eat. In 40 days, before he started his mission, he was 30 years old, which is the proper age that the ministry brother's supposed to be teaching. When you read Numbers, the 4th chapter, 30 years old. And he wasn't Levi, but he was of Judah. The Most High changed that we all gonna be priests of all the tribes of Israel. Be a nation of priests. That's why he was 30 years old when he started. He fasted for 40 days. You think Satan just came to him when we reading about it in Matthew the 4th chapter and Luke the 4th chapter? No, he was dealing with him all the time. He just fasted. He just gave you account of in the end when he overcame him. By what? By the word as it is written. Have you not heard? It has been said that where? In the Old Testament, in the old scrolls. Over and over again. That's how he defeated him. Now how you going to defeat him if you don't even study? That's why it says study to show thyself, that's yourself, approved unto the Most High. A workman that needeth not to be ashamed. So if you ashamed when it comes down to speaking on the Most High, speaking on the Mashiach Yahushua, speaking on the Holy Spirit, speaking on teaching our people that they are the children of Israel, you ashamed when they ask you questions or whatever, or you can't really come with some answer according to thus say the Most High, because we got to represent him. Or you're going to be made ashamed. Say, rightly dividing the word of truth. Rightly dividing this book of laws, the Bible. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. But if you are dealing with a spirit that's contrary to what we're going over, then you got to really examine yourself and prove your own self, whether you be in the faith, because it's very important, very, very important, because we all important. Everybody's important. Everybody's important. Look at just we in 2 Timothy 2 and 4. It says, no man that warreth, and that's what we in a spiritual warfare, a spiritual battle. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. Hear that? To be a soldier. And that's what we're supposed to be striving for. To be a prisoner of a Mashiach Yahushua, to the glory of the Most High, and to be a soldier. You're going to be warring, man, against all the wiles of the devil. But you're supposed to know his tactics, because you know what it says in the scriptures. You know, and you can call on the same way that we call, our ancestors called on the Most High by Shema Mashiach Yahushua of the past. Because that's what they did. When the time of trouble came, they used the same analysis of what our ancestors did before them. And we have the whole book. There's no excuse for us. No excuse. And you know what's coming. You know what's coming. 1 Corinthians